Yo, what is good, y'all? My name is A Sincere. Yeah, chill with a round of applause. I know, I'm here every week. There you go. Real quick, before we jump into it, to my left-hand side,
This is Skywalker Mike.
gang into the south end of the screen.
What up? Snorik, that's cool.
Hey, what's good? What's good, boys, men, pals?
We're pretty good. I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
It's
Covering.
It's been a tough time for some of us. It's been a lot of hard work. It's holiday season. It's festival season.
I was gonna say it's just a crazy season right now. All three of us are busy outside of the podcasts and our day-to-days. Some of us have new jobs, some of us have new things that we're taking on. Some of us are taking breaks but still working at the same time. So yeah, I'm just glad.
Which doesn't make sense, but
it doesn't make sense at all. But
but
either way, I'm glad that we're able to podcast because this is episode 60.
60.
Like we out here, we doing this. Like
for real though.
We really doing this. I can't thank y'all enough for doing 60 plus episodes of the ice. It's more than that because obviously we have the quick dives.
Yeah.
But this is actually Streaming Wars Part 4. So if you guys have been long listeners of the podcast, you know that just about every year or like every major season, we take on streaming wars. When obviously pandemic hit, you can't go to the movies. What do? You have streaming services such as Hulu, Netflix, Peacock TV, Apple TV, Disney Plus. You have all these places with different shows, different movies, and they're all competing head to head. So our job here at Soundflick is to pick who's in the lead.
Yeah, who we think is
who trash.
On top,
yeah, who's winning.
Worst,
and
who's okay.
Some of us may be biased, but it's also our job to try to convince all y'all and justify and convince our co-stars which streaming service is superior for the time being, because mine has switched multiple times already. I'm not sure where y'all stand, but yeah, we'll just jump right into it to kind of just see where we're at, see what movies and shows are kind of, just taking over right now.
We also got a couple movies to discuss that we got to see.
We do.
In this episode, we're going to be talking about Red Notice.
On Netflix,
the new film with Ryan Reynolds, Dwayne Johnson, who's going by DJ now, which I don't really like.
I'm dead.
And
DJ Johnson, I'm dead.
And also King Richard, which is starring Will Smith, and we have
William.
And John Bernthal, I would say, is another notable.
John Bernthal, fire, bro.
Notable actor in that movie as well.
He's got crazy range,
bro. It's crazy. It's crazy.
He was a meathead coke dealer in Wolf of Wall Street.
Yes, he's definitely one of my favorite actors. Like where
very underrated.
I'm starting to get to the point where it's like it doesn't matter the movie or the genre of the movie. Yeah. If he's in it,
I'm down.
I'm pretty much gonna.
I'm here
check
for the
it
ride.
Out. So he might be one of my contenders for the flickies later on when we get to that point. But
I like that. There's a lot of people in contention. That's next month, so we'll
keep y'all tuned for the flickies
for sure.
Now that we're on the topic of King Richard. Let's go ahead and start talking about that one first. This movie is on HBO Max, or you can go see it in theaters. And we thought it was just right to talk about some more movies that are streamable, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes later into the episode. But this movie is, I guess, I don't know. It's something I didn't really think about happening. Like a movie about Venus and Serena. I didn't really. There's not a lot of people that really watch tennis. It's a very niche community. Even in the movie, they're like, if you don't really grow up with tennis, you're not really gonna understand it.
It's one of those sports. It's like you gotta, like how you say, you gotta grow in it. To really know about it. It's like riding horses or golf or water polo or something crazy like that, lacrosse, exactly,
crazy stuff like that. Yeah, it's just like those small,
but probably people. to be objective, is probably the more popular out of
Yeah.
all of those types of sports anyway.
Yes. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not trying to knock tennis or anything. I like tennis. I've always wanted to play just for fun, obviously.
Have you ever like swung a tennis racket?
I think in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, for PE, I think we did like a tennis.
What y'all know about badminton?
Activity.
What y'all know about
Badminton's trash.
And the birdie, dog. What you know about what you
It's
know
Can't
about
even like
gravity?
feel
and
it. It's,
birdie?
yeah, it's
Totally
totally
different.
different sport, man. Different rules.
You can't let the thing touch.
Yeah.
It doesn't
See, if you would have
bounce.
said
You
ping
can't let the
pong,
thing
then
touch
that's
the ground.
different. You know, that's like mini tennis.
Man, I know lots about table tennis. I'm gonna need you to respect my name.
Okay.
I'm trash at ping pong.
I actually like ping pong. I'm pretty good. I feel like I'm pretty good at ping pong.
I'm good at beer pong.
Pretty sure.
We're gonna test that out.
I'm pretty sure
Both of them
is super different. You got to be a little bit more athletic. I'm pretty sure it's really hard on your legs when you're running.
You can't be
on the clay.
You got to be like loose.
You got to be very flexible and
super
loose.
Yeah. Anticipate where the ball is gonna go.
Yeah.
But
you actually get injured pretty bad playing tennis as well. I've heard of multiple tennis.
Yeah, no, you could. I'm pretty sure you get like
easily.
You get shin splints really bad, or really bad on your knees.
Shin
alone.
splints.
Hey, shin splints are no joke, man. You can get rid of them, but they still hurt. They still hurt.
It keeps coming back. It's the injury that keeps coming back.
Yeah, and
the King Richard.
Yeah, the thing that I liked about this movie was Will Smith was in it. That's probably one of the reasons I watched it. I didn't really think it was going to be a movie about Venus and Serena Williams. I obviously didn't know that was their dad, so it was kind of cool to learn about the story of them and their upcoming. And I didn't really know that was the way they grew up, and not having the resources they had, and still two of the best tennis players in the world now. So just pretty much proved everybody wrong. And tribute to the dad, really, really, really great dad. Like he knew what was best for his children at all times.
It was the original LeVar Ball.
Yeah, legit.
I'm dead. That's fire. That's such a good comparison.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was thinking of. Like you don't want your kid to be controlled by somebody you don't know. And that was the thing about this movie. It was Richard, right? Richard Williams.
Yeah.
Richard Williams pretty much trained his daughters from the jump, try to play tennis because he knew he didn't want them in the streets. He wanted them to pretty much be champions of a sport that had no black people, let alone, black women in the sport, and pretty much just shaped tennis literally off the strength of their name. And, they were really, really good tennis players when they were young and trained by some of the greatest tennis coaches, and Rick Macey, John Bernthal. John Bernthal
killed that role.
Yeah, he was pretty dope. And Will Smith too, they both really did their thing.
Yeah, Will Smith, he's one of those actors that like sometimes he can make me not look at him as Will Smith, and other times I'm like,
this is one of them where I'm like, that's not Will Smith.
Yeah, he kind of brought me out of it at times. In the film, I thought the film had like a lot of heart, a lot of instances of just like real emotion. I thought that the two actresses who played Venus and Serena were great. That they held their own, of just like playing the roles. And I'm a little bit more familiar with their story. Like I knew that they came from Compton. I knew that their dad was training them from the start, but I didn't realize the lengths that he was actually going to make sure that they were in front of the right people. And I didn't know that they didn't play, in the juniors for years, and then kind of came out. And one of the things also that I thought was pretty surprising about the film was how much it centered around Venus. Right. Like Serena Williams is the greatest athlete of all time, like is up there, probably top 3, arguably can be switched out. Like, and we're talking all sports, just as from accolades to capability to everything, to mastery of a particular sport. And I thought
Yeah.
that they were gonna go into like, all right, we're gonna highlight Venus because she's the oldest and got in first, and then we'll go to Serena after, and then it'll be like
Yeah.
them coming of age and everything. But the movie pretty much ended with just Venus's major match that she had, and I thought that that was pretty cool of the movie. Just because it
Yeah.
gave me something that
The Bank of the
yeah,
West tournament.
yeah, it just gave me something a little bit it made me feel like, okay, it made the everything that led up to that point even more important, because I was like, oh,
Yeah.
it's not about Serena and her being 23, 23-time Grand Slam
No.
champion. It literally is about these girls just getting to that point of where they're going to impact the sport, and how difficult it was for
Yeah.
their father to get there, and like all the gang violence, and him almost
Yeah,
shooting
they
the dude,
still,
like it was
even
crazy.
though yeah, oh god, even though he, they got to the point of that tournament and she lost, they still won because,
Mm-hmm.
everybody was telling him this is impossible. Nobody's gonna train your daughter for free. Like, there's no way that she can make it this long without going to tournaments. And everything everybody told him, he just said, well, you better hope that you're wrong, type of thing, like, because we know we're gonna do it. We
Yeah.
have
Right.
we have the heart. We've been training, and we have the dedication,
Mm-hmm.
and they put in the hours. They put well over 10,000 hours.
Yes,
into
they
that.
did.
And then here comes along Rick Macy. Somebody finally believed in what he was trying to tell them, and
Mm-hmm.
even then, Rick Macy was just like, "Man, what are you doing? Like, you don't know what you're doing. I've trained the best." And even in the movie, they showed where the best end up because they're pushed so hard.
Mm-hmm.
And and I think that was very important, to have a father figure that knows what's best for you, instead of having all these adults take advantage of you.
Yeah.
Like, all these adults, all they saw was money. It's like, oh, you're good at tennis, we can make money off of that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Knowing
Richard
your
was
worth.
more like, yeah, like, know your worth. I mean, you're a kid, might as well be a kid, and you're supposed to get good grades before anything.
Mhm.
Like, this is just for fun,
Mhm.
and this is for the future. This is not for now.
Yep.
It's not to make a quick buck and then fizzle out early, like some of the other tennis stars did.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, and yeah, that's the thing with parents in sports. When you really push your kid, and they're just like, they don't have the time to actually be a kid,
Right.
and it can really backfire. Once you're big, once you have that money, and it's like, well, now that I have the money, I can have a good time, and then things go wrong. And,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's a very important lesson to let kids be kids, and let them decide for themselves what they really want to do. Because at the end of the day, like Richard says, like, as long as you're having fun, that's all that matters.
Mhm.
And when we're not playing tennis,
Mhm.
we're not talking about tennis.
Mhm.
Right.
So,
Yeah. And
I really like that. It was really cool.
yeah, it gave a nice model for how you should parent kids in sports.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially if they like a sport, and you as a parent want to see them hit the highest level, but just keeping in mind that it's not, it's not all about that
Yeah.
at the end of the day. And then I just love how he like gave the just like the leverage. He understood his leverage at all times, and like I am a big I like something that I saw in the movie that I would love to introduce if I have kids who want to get into sports, is a return contract, right? Like they had
That was
like
pretty funny.
that was dope.
These
Like,
are our terms.
exactly. It's like you want us to sign a contract with you. Well, here's a contract for you to sign with us. And this is like,
Yeah.
and
They totally flipped the script
I
on
love
her.
that, and I think that that's like something, even as artists, it's like something that I feel like artists should adopt and be like, yo, like, okay, you trying to sign me to this record deal. Well, I need you to sign this because I need these commitments from you
Yeah.
as well,
Right.
Yeah.
and
Just
this is how we're
it's
gonna do
really
it.
just a movie about, believing in yourself. Always believe in yourself when nobody else does, really. And, the only support group that you have are it can be your family or whoever you consider family, whether it's blood or not. So
and sacrifice. It's a movie about sacrifice.
And it's a beautiful story about telling the story about the Williams family and learning more just about not just about Venus and Serena. I didn't know that there was other sisters and that they're just as successful, just not in tennis.
Right.
So that was really cool.
Yeah, I remember there was a Venus and Serena show on like ABC Family, and it got canceled after like one season.
Oh no!
So yeah, but it's because it was like a reality show, but not really. It was kind of weird. So like that's why I know some people were kind of hesitant about the movie, and then they go like, "Oh well, Will Smith's only being casted as like okay, let's get people to watch this film." But it was it exceeded expectations.
He's really good. But overall, the movie was good. I give it an 8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's pretty good. Honestly, one of the better streaming movies I've seen this year. Yeah,
HBO, and Warner Brothers. Cool. I mean, they've been dropping. They've been pretty consistent with their movies, and I know
Streaming Wars.
Yes,
consistent. Yes,
last Streaming Wars we talked about all of the movies that they were dropping, and I know that we forgot a few of them, but
that's fine. So,
They've been on a consistent
some of them
run.
Some of them playing the long game.
It's high quality movies, which is what we predicted that they were going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It's not a high quality movie.
But Netflix has had some sleepers though.
What's Netflix? I deleted that shit last year. That's at the bottom of my streaming list.
Oh my goodness!
Give me Peacock TV. Give me Peacock.
So speaking of Netflix, we have another movie that we watched on Netflix. I believe we all watched it. I definitely watched it, and I did not expect.
I fell asleep.
What I saw. Oh, okay. So that's how you feel.
I started watching it, and I saw Ryan Reynolds hurting his back from all the carrying he was doing, and I went to bed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a comedy movie, and he's the only comedian in the movie.
Yeah, I mean, Dwayne Johnson is not funny. Like
he can be
he's
funny.
entertaining, but he's not.
He can be
really
witty, but he doesn't hold a torch to Ryan Reynolds.
I feel like The Rock is trying to ascend to a level where he's The Rock all the time in every single movie. And I think he overestimates.
I just saw an interview with him.
He just overestimates how being The Rock is like The Rock is entertaining, but he's not like he's trying to find this family friendly.
What do you want him to do?
I don't know, man. I just think I don't know. I just think he's being.
Should he go the John Cena route?
No, absolutely not.
Because John Cena.
I mean, he's the original John Cena. He's
but that's what I'm saying. Like, do you think he should go where John Cena is going, where he's doing rated R things? Because when's the last time The Rock did something rated R? I think it was that movie with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, I think so. I think The Rock's brand wants to be more accessible to just the world. He wants to have, because he did stuff like The Babysitter and like
he has a show on ABC.
You know what? I like The Rock in Gridiron Gang. I feel like that's his bread and butter.
Like a Coach Carter-esque.
Yeah, just like give us that, but not in football all the time.
Yeah, I mean the route that The Rock is going is he just wants to be buddy cop. He just wants everybody to carry him, but people are gonna see it because, like you said, The Rock is entertaining, and this movie was okay, but it did have a lot of funny moments off, like you said, Sincere, off the back of Ryan Reynolds. Yeah,
even Ryan Reynolds, like he needs. I'm glad he's taking a break from acting. I don't need to see another Ryan Reynolds.
He's the new CEO of Mint Wireless. So
no, he needs to stop. I don't like how they took Deadpool and they said, "All right, we're gonna put Deadpool in every movie,
but without the mask."
Yeah, I mean, regardless, it's just the cadence of
that's the brand
of Ryan Reynolds now. Like, I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
I missed it when the cadence was like. I missed it when the cadence was like. Remember Waiting?
I still haven't seen Free Guy, and he was in that.
What
did you guys think?
Free Guy.
Okay.
Free Guy was fantastic, but it was better
compared to his role in Free. Okay, yeah,
it was better written.
It was Disney Fox.
So pretty much, Free Guy was the exception because it's like, all right, you're telling me that you're doing Deadpool without the mask in Free Guy, right?
Right.
But it's well written, so I'm going to accept it. But if you do this again, we're gonna have a problem. And they
guess what
did
they
it
did?
again.
They did it again, yeah.
And now we
What
have a
if-
problem.
Yeah. What if Red Notice had come out first, and then because I mean I'm pretty sure this movie has been in
Nah,
the vault. I remember
if Red
seeing
Notice would have came out first,
teasers of this.
Free Guy wouldn't have been something people wanted to watch.
I agree. I agree. I agree. I think if Red
And
Notice
you know
came out
what-
first, Free Guy wouldn't
And
get
you know
the
what's
reception
funny?
it got.
What I noticed is a lot of these studios, it kind of gonna lead into streaming wars eventually. But a lot of these studios, like when they see, oh, Disney is putting out a movie with Benedict Cumberbatch. Let's release all the movies that we have, like pretty much on our platform of Benedict Cumberbatch. So that way people can go see Benedict Cumberbatch here while they see his face everywhere else. And we don't even have to promote it. It's just going to be on the front of our screen. You know, it's very interesting the way that people do that. And I mean, it's the same thing. Netflix and, you know, Disney Fox, and they're like,
yeah, they have all these categories now. You know, even with HBO Max, if a new movie is coming out, they'll like tap the actor to be like, "What's this actor's favorite movies?" to and create a whole category around
HBO Max.
You know?
Yeah, stuff like that. But really, the movie it was okay. It's a good movie to put on in the background. You don't even have to pay attention to it if you're cleaning the house and you just want to.
You mean you kind of have it in the doctor's office muted with the subtitles on?
The dentist, when you're at the dentist, that's the movie they slap on. And...
So quick question: are we gonna spoil this movie? Like, could we spoil it? Because there's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about, but it would be spoiler alert. So I just want to.
I mean, I
would say let's spoil it, but there's like a whole lead up to it, and then it's like there's a weird twist for some reason.
So that thing is,
and that's
funny.
the thing that I liked. That's the thing that I liked about the movie, because I feel like without it, it would have been super generic. Like, okay, the bad guy loses, and then it's like, oh, you did actually flip the script.
I mean, I thought they didn't telegraph that well enough to make this big reveal.
Yeah, I know what you mean
of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
I know what you mean.
It's so funny. My brother was watching it and he fell asleep. And he fell asleep before the reveal happened, but then he woke up when they were in Egypt. So he was like, "Wait, what happened in this movie?" Like it was completely opposite of what he was watching. And I just started dying laughing because I knew how ridiculous it was and how like jarring it must have been waking up and seeing, you know, those two characters together all of a sudden and like, wait, what just happened here?
Yeah.
And you know, I was really saddened that Gal was even a part of this film. She was doing so well.
She
was
must
willing.
have been
it's not like she was. No, yeah, I was actually watching an interview of all three of them, and they were like answering questions about each other. It was actually a really terrible interview.
Of course.
And they were pretty much talking about how like they were always joking around on the set, and they're like, "Yeah, we're probably wasting Netflix's money, but whatever," type of thing. So it's like, you know, at the end of the day, people watch it, and it was actually Netflix's biggest opening weekend movie.
It just
out of everything else, surprisingly,
everybody was probably pissed about it.
It just makes me so sad because Netflix, and we're gonna get into the streaming wars because it's either hit or miss. You just came out with Harder They Fall, which is arguably one of the best films to come out of this year. And then
let alone on Netflix.
Let alone on Netflix, one of the best of the year. And then you follow it up with Red Notice.
It's like last year when they were like,
I remember
they said
thinking,
a brand new movie a week.
Yeah, every week there's been a new movie. Week
there's been a
we
new
haven't
movie.
Talked about it. All of them, obviously,
because they go through so many genres, and some of those movies we don't necessarily watch, but they have been dropping one every week.
Yeah, and then these like last 2 weeks have been something that we've been like, okay, we'll watch it. One thing I do want to mention in the movie, and it was probably like the funniest scene that I saw throughout the whole movie, and it had nothing to do with dialogue. It was when it was in the beginning when they were chasing each other. The Rock was chasing Ryan Reynolds. I forget their names in the movie. And Ryan Reynolds like is super like parkouring everywhere, super like slick, like going up rafters and then taking it apart and all falls apart. And there's a point where Ryan Reynolds finally gets outside and he steals some guy's moped. And Ryan Reynolds is just leaving on the moped across a bridge, and The Rock comes out and he sees like this super nice Porsche 911. He gets in the Porsche and he turns it on. I was like, oh damn, this is about to be a really cool chase. And he's like, he takes off, and then out of nowhere, like right when he takes off,
just crashes
into him. And
I
was
actually like that.
Oh, that's terrible. And then he gets out of the car and looks over the bridge, and you just see like Ryan Reynolds out like on the moped going around the corner super slow. I was like, man, that is just so Ryan Reynolds. Like that was like my favorite scene after that.
I did appreciate that. Made me start to appreciate the film, because I was like, oh, okay, it's not going to be expected, right?
Yeah.
Like they were going to give us the cheesy car chase that, we were going to get a little Fast and Furious with the
Rock.
DJ.
How dare you?
The budget did not account for it.
No,
like, we can't do this.
So we can't do that. We don't have the
like,
visual
Ryan,
effects.
what can we do to keep it in the budget? Moped.
And it'll be funny.
And we're gonna make the DJ
and we'll crash it.
Yeah, we'll crash the Porsche, and that'll be the.
One thing we can take from the
they
movie.
They definitely didn't have any more money, because that police officer that was chasing him was just a no-name actor. They were like, we spent too much. We just need whoever's going to audition. We just need someone to audition for this role.
I probably could audition for that movie, man.
Imagine just seeing Skywalker just like.
Hey, that would have been awesome.
That would be super fire. Honestly,
it's probably a great experience to be on set.
Well, one thing you can take from this movie, and apply it to Streaming Wars, is that it's about drive. It's about power.
No,
we stay hungry.
Please.
We develop.
No, please don't.
The Rock's a rapper now.
Oh gosh,
is he? All right. Well,
he's
that movie.
Cena, though.
I'll never forgive.
Tech Nine
for that. Yeah.
Red Notice.
I'm mad too, because Tech Nine wrote that verse. I'm sure. As soon as the Rock started rapping, I was like, Tech Nine wrote this shit. How dare he?
Yeah.
I mean, I actually feel like the Rock wrote it, but I feel like he wrote it with Tech Nine, and like I could just picture him trying to get.
When you're in the room in
the studio,
it's gonna sound like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The Rock trying to double time.
I give this movie a 4. I'm gonna give it a 4.
Yeah.
I'm gonna 4.
Yeah,
and the only spoiler we're gonna give is that there's gonna be a Red Notice Part 2. Maybe the budget will be better.
They're gonna put somebody else in there. Watch, bet it's
they're gonna have
a
villain. They're gonna have a villain be a big name or something.
It's gonna be a ridiculous.
It's gonna be Keanu Reeves
being a villain. Bruce Willis.
Green. Oh no, not Bruce Willis.
No, he's been a villain before, and I hate him as a villain.
Let's see. Let's speculate. Who's gonna be the villain?
Vin Diesel.
Seth Rogen.
I feel like it'll be like George Clooney.
Oh wow!
I can do
like a devilish, charming.
Yeah.
Give me George Clooney.
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey is not going to attach his name to that. He has Interstellar,
too classy
bro.
For that.
Yeah.
A little too
George
classy.
Clooney could do some campy movie like that.
Yeah.
Or be like, who's that? Who's that? No, that wouldn't work.
Yeah, you're thinking about it, and you're like, I'm disrespecting these actors.
Yeah, I am. I'm going with Clooney. Clooney's going to be the one.
We'll see when Part 2 comes. Whatever.
Ocean's 14. Why the fuck am I in this movie?
Yeah. Or even what's his name? Damn. Old boy from Watchmen. Who's also
from Insidious.
Yes.
Patrick
Wilson.
Oh,
there we go.
Patrick Wilson. Yeah, I could see him.
That'd be funny.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, that would be cool. Well, those are the 2 movies we're
what do you give
we're
Red
talking
Notice
about today.
Cesar?
Yeah,
I gave it 90 minutes of nap time. I give it.
So if we give it a 4 and you watched half the movie, you give it a 2.
I give it.
I love that.
To go up in Narik, I give it a 2.25.
Honestly, I feel like that's how we need to start rating the movies. It's like I give it a certified. Like how much nap time
you gotta cut it in half.
I give it a certified lazy Sunday.
Yeah, oh man, a certified 90-minute nap is hilarious.
That's one of those movies you're like, damn, I gotta go on a plane ride. So you download it because it's on Netflix, might as well. And you just watch it and kill time and hope you fall asleep watching it.
You definitely fall asleep on the plane ride watching Red Notice. That's for sure. That is a for sure sleeper right
Red
there.
Notice is one of those like free movies, but they like promote it first.
Yeah, I mean, I know for a fact it will be front and center on any flight that you're on. Yeah. Any flight, Red Notice is going to be right there.
Hey guys, welcome on Alaskan Airlines, where today's go-to movie is Red Notice, starring DJ Johnson, Ryan Reynolds.
No, you can't. It's not Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, it's just DJ.
It's just DJ.
That's
what makes it worse. Yeah,
oh, no.
Dwayne Johnson.
Not even
DJ Johnson.
Johnson and Johnson.
Oh man, that movie was terrible.
Now that we're done talking about that film specifically, King Richard, amazing. This film, let's jump right into streaming wars. This is a good place to kind of pick up because we have 2 different platforms already. Yeah. You can kind of see where they're landing. Okay, I got a couple things up as far as like anticipated films and who's really like.
I was going to say, who's in this war? Could we just could we acknowledge who's in the war right now?
So we have.
I definitely think Apple TV is there.
Okay, so we got Apple TV.
They're getting up.
So Prime. So are we just going to talk about Amazon the contenders?
Sure.
Contenders?
Yeah, I just want to set the stage, right? So we have Apple
Disney
TV.
So real quick, Apple TV and what shows, what movies to kind of back them up as we talk about them. So we got Ted Lasso on Apple TV.
Yes. Yeah. We have C. We have The Morning Show.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's all I got.
Oh, I forgot the name.
Next up,
it's the one with M. Night Shyamalan. That's a good one too. But that for sure, Apple TV is like a lower contender.
Well, I kind of just instead of like going through all of them as we talk about it, because then it's gonna like segue into different things. I really just want to set the stage for who's in this war. So in this war right now, we have Paramount Plus, we have Netflix, we have Hulu, we have HBO Max, we have Disney Plus.
Yes, we do.
We have Peacock. We have Apple Plus.
Okay.
And
is that it?
That's 7. And we have Amazon Prime. And we have Amazon Prime. So we have 8 contenders right now in our streaming wars that we got going on here.
All right. So off top, just cut off Peacock because
you can't just cut off Peacock, bro. You know how much they got?
So not only that, bro, they got archives of so much behind the scenes for shows, of just so much content, bro. Like that's the only reason I won't write off Peacock is because they have all the behind the scenes NBC stuff that you can't get anywhere else.
Yeah. So one thing I do want to say is that each platform, like you said, carries their own thing. Peacock has a lot of behind the scenes content of shows that you like seeing on like NBC, cable, stuff like that. And then, there's some that just do movies. There's some that just do shows. And there's some that kind of have like exclusive stuff like Disney Plus, kind of like they exclusively have Star Wars, exclusively have Marvel. And that's kind of what's really holding Disney Plus, I think.
Right.
I don't know how you guys feel about Disney Plus. I really do like that they're coming out with a lot of titles from Star Wars and Marvel and obviously other things,
and they have Pixar and all the Disney. Like I think people kind of underestimate, like, because you've seen it before, you think that it doesn't hold weight. But I went through just the Disney category itself, and I was like, damn, they just have nothing but heaters. Like, yeah, they're all classic movies that we've seen as a kid, but the fact that they are just there and you can just run them,
and that's cool because it's definitely one of those like, oh, I really want to see a Disney classic, or I just want to have a Disney day. And if you're really just a person really, really into Disney, like that's the platform for you because it's strictly Disney. Obviously, they have the history. No, not the History Channel. They
National
have
Geographic.
National Geographic on there,
Mm-hmm.
and then you know, you can bundle it with ESPN Plus and Hulu, which is a really cool bundle.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like for me, Disney is not something I go to very often. The one thing that I do like is that the Pixar movies, when they hit theaters, they hit Disney Plus. But if it's a Disney movie, when it hits theaters, you have to pay for it on Disney. For some reason, I don't know why they do that. I would feel like you would have to pay for the Pixar movies, but usually the Pixar movies are available like right away, and it's like, oh, I feel like that kind of diminishes the value of a
I mean,
Pixar movie.
I'm kind of with you on that. Although, you know, Disney Plus did give us Soul, which won, you know, best animated film. And you know,
Pixar.
Disney has always kind of treated Pixar pretty horribly, and in my opinion, like they've borrowed from Pixar in order to make their own like animation better,
Yeah,
but without giving Pixar the true credit. But
ever.
everyone knows that when a Pixar movie comes out, like the story is it's just a
Yeah.
different level. You know,
Yeah, I
it's a
mean, like
different
that one movie Encanto just came out,
level.
and then there's Luca that also
Mhm.
came out. But I feel like they weren't talked about as much because they're going. It's like a straight to DVD movie now, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And then you know, parents that have kids, they're like, well, why do I need to go to the theater if the movie's already
Mhm.
available right here? So it's also, I think, hurting the box office sales for a lot of Pixar movies. But on the other hand, like I said, when it comes to Disney movies, like you had like or a Marvel movie or a Star Wars movie, those aren't readily available. You know, you have to
Yeah.
go to the theaters and get, you know, get the experience there.
And I think it
Um,
also just depends on the property because I bet Lightyear is not coming straight to Disney Plus.
Oh
That's
no,
gonna
not at
be in
all.
theaters. That will be in
mhm.
theaters for
It's super
sure.
anticipated, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
But
just going off of that,
you
I mean,
just
we could
can't
even.
really I mean, the weight of a new Marvel show or Marvel movie or
yeah,
the weight
it
of a
holds a
new
lot.
Star Wars
It
movie or
holds a
Star Wars
lot.
show, I mean, The Mandalorian dominated,
Well,
right?
not only
And
that, bro, but like you get Disney Plus Day just happened, right? So you like you're heading towards the end of the year, and like Disney is killing shit right now, especially with all the MCU shows and getting people ready for what's next to
mhm.
come. And the
Mhm.
next thing you know, boom, 12 new shows announced a week ago
Yep,
Bruh.
that carry such like so many
just
different
for
things,
Disney
so many
Plus.
different
Yeah,
fan bases. Yeah,
Mhm.
just for Disney Plus, bro.
Mhm.
And like it has so many different people ready because you get the
Yes.
yeah,
hardcore people like us, you get people that love just this specific show, you get just everybody that love
All of these
cartoons.
things
That
all of these things are moments, right?
right?
Like Disney Plus, when we last did our streaming wars, we I don't think WandaVision had come out at that time,
No, it
you
didn't.
no,
know?
I think we
So,
had Dice on last, and Dice was kind of
you
talking
know,
about it too.
and
that
it's
was
just like
that was part two
you
when
know, we weren't sure
before it dropped.
of what was coming with Loki and with, you know, the Falcon and the Winter
Yeah,
Soldier and then the Mandalorian
yeah.
and
I definitely think
it's
that
just
Disney Plus is up there though. I guess just me personally, it's not something I always go to.
their
Um,
interface is still trash and it still pisses me off and I will always bring it up
Yeah.
at every single Streaming Wars episode until they
yes,
fix it.
totally
It
agree.
pisses me off so much that the Disney platform, it's the worst platform out of any of like
Well,
the
there's no
contenders.
algorithm, right? There's no algorithm that doesn't make you feel immersed as soon as you enter it. It's not like it's welcoming the way Netflix kind of gets you ready
It's
by
not welcoming
zooming
at
in their
all.
logo. You get HBO Max that kind of just sets the
Ta-dum.
tone with the films, and it's already tailored to
Yeah.
you. So the
Mhm.
first thing you
That's what
see
I love
trailer
about
wise is something you
Netflix.
like. You know
Ta-dum.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Disney Plus is just like, all right, cool. Here's our preset.
Yeah.
Look through your shit.
It's kind of arrogant, you know, and I don't like it. I don't like that, you know. It's try and woo me. I know that you're Disney Plus. I know that you're Disney, but just woo me.
But you
Like
would feel all more attached if it was tailored to what you like watching already, right?
not even necessarily that because I mean it's pretty easy to navigate like because you have just the 5 categories of what
Right.
you would want to watch, you know? So
Yeah.
I just pick whichever one and go. But just booting it up, starting it, you know, and the way that the way that it just like shows me the content is just very dissatisfying, unappealing, and ridiculous, to be honest, coming from Disney.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So, we talked about Disney Plus a little bit. Real quick, a question that I want to ask you guys is, what is your favorite platform? Like, what is the one you go to when you get home, and you want to find something to watch, or is there a show that you're watching? Like, what is your go-to streaming app?
So it's rough because like I think it's different for everybody. At least for me, I love watching old shows again or rewatching. So like for example, I'm back on
I'm the
Hulu.
opposite.
I'm back on Hulu because I'm back watching Scrubs, like I mentioned a couple episodes ago. I'm back watching Shark Tank, and because the new season just came out, you know what I mean. But like my go-to app for like movies, shows, and whatnot, it's still Disney Plus, and that's because like I just finished watching Doctor Strange the other day because I was like,
Cool.
let me get ready.
And they just added Shang-Chi, I believe.
They did just on Shang-Chi,
but they did it very quietly.
they
did the same thing with Black Widow.
No, well, they announced it on Disney Plus Day. I don't think they announced it quietly with Black Widow either. It's just like, again, like to Narik's point, they just didn't engage it well. They just kind of made Black Widow the face of Disney Plus for like a couple days. And it's really arrogant because it's not like they're including everybody to have this genuine buildup. It's just like, all right, cool, there it is. You know what time it is. It's like, no, you can't do that.
And I don't think I've rewatched Black Widow since.
But HBO Max is slowly winning me over.
That's mine. Anytime I come home, I go on HBO Max just to see what's there. That's cool. And so much quality, to be honest, there, I go to Netflix too. But like Netflix is like opening up the fridge. You know what I mean? Like I just check what's in there. I just gotta check. I just gotta check what's there.
And then when you check what's there and you don't see there's anything you like, you open it again and hopes there's something new there.
Yeah, I do.
Might be some freshly squeezed lemonade, or there might be 2-week-old milk.
Yep, exactly. And that's how I feel. So like it doesn't matter if I turn on my television to not game and I'm there to watch something, I have to check Netflix before I settle on something. And that could just be, Netflix is the older. I mean, well, HBO is the oldest, but Netflix kind of is running, the streaming game, and they deserve my respect in that regard. Really, so I got to check it out.
Like you said, like HBO Max has been very consistent, dropping a movie once a month.
High quality movie.
I agree, high quality, but not all of them have been memorable. Like, yes, they come out in theaters and they come out at home, and most of the time, like I'll be like, "Oh, is this movie worth going to the theaters for?" And sometimes most of the time this year, I said no, and I watched it at home. And a lot of them, I honestly don't remember a lot of them that I watched.
I mean,
probably The Conjuring, Dune. Is probably the most.
The Little Things with Denzel.
The Little Things, bro.
The Little Things kicked everything off.
So, yes, I do remember that movie.
So Jojo Rabbit.
Oh my, bro! I forgot about Jojo Rabbit. Even though it came out a while back, they kind of like gave it its own re-release type.
Bro, it was, bro. They've been dropping.
I guess
fire.
the thing that I like.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
See, and that's the thing. Like, they have a lot of big titles, but I feel like a lot of them. I don't know. Like, so even Godzilla vs. Kong, like it was a good movie,
Kong,
but it's like I just feel like Warner Brothers doesn't care too much.
So my only
the Snyder cut, guys. Like, are we really gonna not acknowledge the Snyder cut?
It's not that we're not acknowledging it, right? But my whole thing about HBO Max is, yes, we get big releases on it, but where's the replay value in a lot of those films?
No, there isn't. There isn't
exactly. There's no replay value.
How many times did you see Mortal Kombat?
Only once.
Or Godzilla vs. Kong. And the thing is, like,
it's a moment in cinema at home. I think that they've mastered that, right? Like, there isn't an HBO Max movie that you would watch and just play in the background. You'd watch it. You're gonna set it up and you're gonna watch it, for better or for worse.
And that's for new drops, right? We're not talking.
Yeah, I'm talking new drops.
New releases.
Okay. Yeah.
I do feel like the last few releases have been really good. King Richard was cool. Dune was cool. What else did I see on there recently? I don't remember, but and I have seen a lot of cool things dropping on there. That that aren't new releases, but that have been out for the last few years, and I really, really enjoy that quality of picks. And like you said, I really like earlier where you get an actor to pick a movie playlist.
Yeah,
it kind of helps promote that movie just a little bit more because you're involving the actor. It's like, okay, Wonder Woman is coming out on HBO Max. Let's have Gal Gadot make a movie playlist and kind of give everybody a little bit of her taste and get to know her a little bit more. And it's a little bit more personable. I really like the promotion that they go the lengths to push the movie and get you to watch it, whether at home or in theaters.
To me, it's the equivalent of it's like Tidal, for like music streaming, where like Tidal for the
Apple
real
Music
music,
is definitely Netflix.
Yeah, I mean, Spotify is Netflix, right? And Apple iTunes is. I feel like iTunes is actually Amazon, but we can get to that. We can get that. Okay. We can get there.
Yeah.
But
and that's probably the most slept on one.
I mean, to be real, but the thing is that they charge you. That I think that's like the craziest thing with Prime is that even though you get all these free movies and free shows, the ones that you really, really want to watch, like I was trying to watch Homecoming and Far From Home, and I had to buy it and rent it, and I was mad about that.
It used to be free.
It's like a digital. No, it's like a digital Redbox, bro. Like I don't like the interface.
iTunes, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's iTunes.
It goes back to what I was saying earlier. They're like, oh, a new Spider-Man movie is about to come out. Yo, put a price on that because we're not letting them watch that.
But HBO Max would never. They'd be like, hey, here you go, and here's Tom Holland's favorites. You know what I mean? And that's like, fire. I roll with that. Like, that's hard.
This is my favorites.
And
he'd say it with a British accent, though.
Because all actors are British.
No, I was so mad because, like, and the thing is, Amazon, like, it's almost predatory. Like, you just hear about a new movie coming out. Well, so check this out. So they have the Transformers being filmed right now.
Okay.
That inspired me to look up, like, let me catch up on all the Transformers movies. And they have all of them all in a nice little bundle, all of them cash. Every single one of them you got to pay for to watch.
I think at one point they were.
Did you not buy the bundle?
No, well, you can buy the bundle, but you only have it for a certain amount of time. It's like $14 or something like that. And you have for a certain amount of time. And I'm just like, even me thinking about it, like the movie's not even out yet. Like it's not even, but they knew, there's news that's coming out around it. And to your point, you're saying that they used to be free. Even 007. Like I started, when No Time to Die came out, I was like, well, let me go down the rabbit hole and watch all these other.
I think some of them were on Netflix at the time,
bro. And they all were cash, even the old ones, Pierce Brosnan and all that.
And,
so like,
and I'm surprised that they weren't on HBO Max.
To Narik's point, though, you get all 8 Harry Potter bundle ready to go for you, all ready up.
And that too, that was free on HBO Max. Yes. When HBO Max came out, like it was the first week, I was like, damn, they have all the Harry Potter movies. Let me watch it. I think like a week later they got removed. I was like, what?
They're back up. They're back there. Like,
and they're back now. Yeah.
Yeah. And they have like the events on HBO Max too. Like they had the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion. They're having the Harry Potter reunion.
The Harry Potter one.
Bro, the Harry Potter reunion is gonna be crazy, bro.
It's gonna be
HBO Max is coming for their heads, and it's so user friendly. It's so welcoming. It's like you open up a door into the Oasis, Ready Player One reference, and you're just like,
it's the purple. It's so
what
soothing.
do I? It is.
Purple. Bro. I don't think it's purple. I think it's lavender. Lavender is relaxing.
And a lot of people probably think like, oh, the interface doesn't matter. I feel like for Netflix, when I'm opening the Netflix app, I feel like I'm walking into a theater.
I feel you. Yep.
Yeah, it's okay, it's dark, it's red.
To add a point from our last streaming wars, Netflix theaters, the idea kind of died down. Like there's no talk of it at all anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I think eventually, I mean,
they'll do it. It just has to get like.
No, no. So this is the issue now: is that you get a platform like HBO Max that shows that I can release movies into theaters and have it on my platform, and you get loyal people. Skywalker being one of those people that will watch both at home and at the movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this goes back to. I'm gonna go ahead and take the message from King Richard is believe in yourself when nobody else does. HBO Max said, what can we do to jump ahead of Netflix? Let's sign a deal with Warner Bros. Netflix is taking it the slow route. They said we're not going to have nobody hold something over our heads when we want to separate and then they won't let us. We want to do this. We just want to build this ourselves. And it's going to take a lot longer than signing a deal and getting all these really dope movies on HBO Max. I mean, they've been around even before HBO Max was the thing. I think Hulu was barely starting. I mean, Netflix has been the turtle in the race for sure. But they've come so far and the interface is great.
Yeah, they have the patent on the interface. It's the most interactive interface for sure.
They have a random button.
Yeah. The good thing that Amazon has going for it is the information on the shows and on the actors.
Yes,
that's just incredible.
Again, bro, it's Spotify. You click on the credits and everything's there, bro.
iTunes, bro. I'm telling you, it's iTunes. Amazon is iTunes. Netflix is Spotify
for sure,
and HBO Max is Tidal, and then you got then
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus is just Disney Plus. I mean,
it's just
Disney Plus is Pandora.
So much happening, so many different stations. Then you get the random what the fuck is this? But it's you'll listen
because honestly, you can throw. I will say that Disney Plus is it has the high efficiency rating, right? You can press anything randomly on Disney Plus, and if you are a fan of Disney, you're gonna enjoy whatever it is that you're watching.
Depends, unless it's some of the new Disney Channel stuff.
Yeah, well, okay, so they're not perfect. They're not perfect, but
have you heard about the new Home Alone movie, sir?
Oh no!
Home Sweet Home Alone. They did that already. It's already out, or is it dropping next month?
It's already out.
The home, not the homie, but this person. I send you all the videos. I'm dead. 3C Films. He did he does non-spoiler reviews to kind of know, so you know what you're getting into. And he got an early watch of the movie, and I'm kind of intrigued to watch it. But it's Home Sweet Home Alone. I think it's the little kid that was in Jojo Rabbit, the chunky one.
Oh, okay.
I think it's him.
Okay,
he was funny. He was shooting rocket launchers.
I might watch it. Christmas is coming up, so
this is true.
Need something to watch.
But it's gonna.
I'll be watching Hawkeye.
Hawkeye's technically a Christmas show.
Yeah, not even technically. It for sure is.
Yeah.
It for sure is.
Real quick, I want to go through the most subscribed streaming services, and this is about 3 months old. I don't know if there's an updated list, but it is still pretty. The numbers are still pretty drastic. So at number 1, or do you guys want me to go from bottom to top?
Bottom to top.
Yeah, go bottom to top.
So number 8 is Paramount Plus.
Okay,
9 million subscribers, more or less.
Oops. Okay. I could foresee that Paramount Plus is their branding isn't there. Their marketing isn't there, but I think that they have great potential.
Yes. And then the number goes up from here. From 9 million, we go to 42.8 million. At number 7, that's Hulu. I thought Hulu would have more, really.
Wow.
I actually, going back to the question I asked, the most watched platform, I've been catching myself going to Hulu a lot. And lately I've been watching Hit Monkey. It's really cool. And that's the thing that I like about Hulu. It's the place that Disney is damn, we have this rated R show. Just dump it on Hulu. Just dump it on Hulu.
Yeah.
And we'll be fine. Hit Monkey's on there. MODOK is on there. It's really 2 funny, bloody characters, and it's perfect on Hulu. So at number 6, we have 43.5 million. So not that far off from Hulu. It's HBO Max at number 6.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And just to throw it out there, Skywalker, I'm looking at the updated list from 2 days ago.
Okay.
And it's right around the same. Right now it's at 45.2 million for HBO Max. Still in the same ranking.
Tell me if it goes up or down.
Okay, I got you.
Right above. If one of them moves like in rankings.
I got you.
Right. At number 5 on my list, I have Peacock at 54 million.
Still the same at 54 million as well.
Mm-hmm. It's some NBC shows, man. You can't beat some of the stuff that people like.
Bro, there's people like myself that got
they got Law and Order, bro.
Like, bro, they got bro. They got
they have
extended episodes of The Office and Parks and Rec.
Yeah, like how are you gonna beat that? Like Modern Family, Monk, like
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Oh, bro, I love Monk so much. She got Psych.
Yeah. It has every show. Shows. Like these are great shows, and honestly,
that show with Queen Latifah, The Equalizer, on there.
Yeah, you know what I really like? I like, bro. Come on, I like Kevin Hart show, and I like Snoop Dogg show. Like the fact that they have.
It sounds like they have a lot of things on there that people enjoy. That's like for me. Those aren't the type of shows that I really would watch. If they're on TV, yeah, sure, I'll watch them. But
it's those shows. It's that underlying show of like they have Roseanne. They got like it's shows that you wouldn't like.
Yeah, they have a lot of Nickelodeon and Nick at Night stuff too, right?
Well, no, that's all on Paramount Plus. But like they just have the regular like before cable, before streaming. They have all of those shows that are on there where people go back and it's like, oh my goodness, like I have to watch this because I watched it on Channel 7 when I was, coming home from school type of situation.
And it's crazy that Peacock, like you said, has like one of the recent contenders has already jumped over.
Already surpassed.
Yep.
And number 5, I think that's pretty good. They're doing good for themselves.
It's a good feat. Yeah.
And then at number 4, we have Apple TV Plus at 60.4 million.
Really?
Which is a little bit of a surprise to me.
I feel like that's a little skewed because when you got the new iPhone, you got a free month of Apple Plus. So
real quick, Skywalker, what's the number? Again, what's the number?
60.4 million. Okay. Did it go down?
Well, it says on screen right now that it's a drastic drop. Actually, it's number 8 on this one of 12, and is only around 19 million as of right now.
I knew it. I knew it.
Right.
It's because they man, those numbers are.
Yeah, because that was like
they pumped those numbers up.
Although Apple TV has some quality shows, there's still not enough on there that will keep me there. Like I'll go. I want to get Apple TV, but there's some seasons that I'm waiting for them to finish, so I could just like binge it in a week and then just
throw the source out there. The sources from Screen Rant, and I trust Screen Rant pretty confidently.
I mean, Ted Lasso.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they get it from the same.
Ted Lasso is a wonderful show.
It's a great show.
And that too. I really want to binge that.
Now, Apple also has Oprah, which is that's a huge pull as well. But it's just not enough. Like I feel like Apple will never fully put they'll never fully put their chips into streaming because they have it's too diversified. You know what I mean? Apple's in so many different technologies and they just want enough shows where people will exclusively go there to watch them. Like that's it. And like Ted Lasso,
and some a lot of them have good production.
Yeah, to add on to that, I just think Apple they don't really care to be number 1 in streaming.
Mm-hmm.
They're just there for the bag. They're just there for the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at the same time, they are making some quality things. So I think that's cool. Just not enough to hold people. And then on my list, number 3, we have Disney Plus at 116 million.
Yeah, so
sounds about right.
Number 4 for me, Disney Plus dropped to number 4. But that's because they're at 118.1 million as of right now.
Dang, who took the third spot then?
This is a contender that we didn't think about, which makes hella sense. But at 120 million people, you got Crunchyroll.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Yeah,
That
sense.
does make sense because of anime.
Makes sense.
And
anime's
well,
the past 2 years, bro. Anime is taking off and it's being way more.
I am one of those people.
For sure.
Yeah, it's just
Is this Derbs?
Yeah, it's Derbs.
Derbs said he is one of those people on Crunchyroll.
No, I mean Crunchyroll is one of the best streaming platforms. I mean, ever. Just the fact
been around for
a while. A lot of people weren't hip to it. You know, people didn't know they were watching their anime online, trying to find all these sites, and Crunchyroll came through. And one of the big things is Crunchyroll and Funimation came together and said, "Hey, let's just dominate all anime. Like there isn't anime that can come out that's not through us authentically." You know, Netflix is trying to compete a little bit because they have their anime section, but Crunchyroll is it, and I think that those numbers will hold up.
Yeah, you say Crunchyroll going up. It's anime, and I say this in the most respectful way ever, but everybody wants to be included in the anime scene so badly.
Yeah,
where people will subscribe to Crunchyroll and get that money taken out of their account just to say they have a Crunchyroll account.
Wow.
Yeah, or just to watch something that people
or again, you get the true hardcore anime fans. But the reason I see it going up is for that purpose that I stated.
Yeah.
So well, anime is one of those things that people are a fan of, but they just don't talk about it until someone brings up anime, and then they start talking about it. But it is one of those things that people are watching.
The one that stays quiet.
People are watching late night. People are watching all the time. You know,
right?
Yeah, and on my list, we're getting to the number 2 spot is Prime, Amazon Prime Video at 175 million.
I feel like they boosting those numbers too, man.
No, it's still the same.
Yes, and no, because how many of those are active?
Yeah,
because a lot of people.
That's true.
My mom asked me the other day. She's like, "Do you have Amazon Prime?" And I was like, "No." She's like, "Oh, I have it. Do you know that? Did you know that you can watch Prime Video?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did know that." and she's like, "Did you know that me, your sister, and your other sister are all paying for Prime?" And I was like, "Why?" I was like, "Why don't you guys? Why do you guys pay?" And so it's like you said, like that's 3 people that aren't active,
right?
And because they have Prime, because they want their packages on time, Prime is already Prime Videos thrown in, So it's like, I feel like those numbers are just pumped up because everyone gets deliveries.
I actually, I guess it's an active account. I actually use somebody else's Prime account. They were like, "Hey, do you watch Amazon Prime?" I was like, "No, I don't." And they're like, "Do you want my account? I don't even use it." I'm like, "Sure, I'll take it."
Nice.
Yeah,
I mean, they do have The Boys and they do have Invincible. Those shows are not coming out fast enough, in my opinion.
No, they're not.
They have, no, but they have some good. You just said
they got Jack Ryan and a couple other things too. They got some sleepers on there.
Yeah, they have that Michael B. Jordan movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that Tom Clancy one with
Clancy
with Nunu.
I think we're getting a new Tom Clancy universe.
I'd rather play Siege. That's a good Tom Clancy game.
I'm cool with that.
And then they have
although I'd be down for a Forza movie, but that's just
Scott Muscuddy.
Oh yeah, that documentary was really, really dope. A kid named Scott.
Kid named Scott. That's what.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it, but it was really good.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. Which we got to do a documentary about like the best music documentary. I mean, a pod about the best music documentaries.
We're gonna documentary our podcast while we're podcasting about the documentaries.
I love that.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Obviously, we all know who number 1 is.
Come on,
yes.
They're not number 1, but like technically they have the most subscribers.
And this one you can't say it's skewed.
No, it's not. It's not. It's genuine.
Yeah. And people aren't getting Netflix just to be like, I have Netflix.
No, they're not.
So
people have Netflix because people fucking open the fridge every single day.
There's enough on there to get somebody to pay for it.
Yeah.
But Netflix has earned the spot of, hey, we got you with something. Somebody has some show or some movie that brought them to Netflix.
There's at least one thing on there that
at least
yeah.
Squid Games.
Oh,
So
geez.
Skywalker, say your number from 3 months ago.
Game.
Say your number from 3 months ago.
That was 209.2 million.
Yep. Right now, Netflix is at 213.5 million, and they made sure to notate Squid Games alone pulled in over 4 million subscribers.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that one
through September and October,
and people are still there because there's other shows like Squid Games on Netflix,
right?
And they're in Korean or they're in Japanese, and that's the thing that I like about Netflix. They have a lot of foreign stuff. Whether you speak English or you speak French or you speak Portuguese, or they have that Money Heist. My family loves Money Heist.
Yeah,
I've never seen it, but it looks really good.
Netflix is genuinely global.
What's the French one where
Lupin.
she's Lupin?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of sleepers and gems on Netflix.
The other thing with Netflix is that, and I think like Apple TV and like Amazon, they're starting to do this, but Netflix also has broken a lot of actors. Like so many actors have found just prosperity in their career through Netflix, both like globally, not just American actors, especially British actors for sure, and I think that is something that you can't take away from Netflix, is that like they're the ones that if you're an up and coming actor and you get something on Netflix, the chances of you doing well is way more than any other type of streaming site. Not just by eyes standard, but they've kind of created a culture for that, which I appreciate.
Yeah. And with that being said, what do you guys think? Who is the top contender in 2021 for streaming? Based off of all the information that we just
based off of the way I feel,
just for the year of 2021. Let's kind of
go for the year 2021 because I think for our last streaming wars, it was really between HBO Max and Netflix for us, and now we can see HBO Max isn't even holding a torch to Netflix, even though it's still.
Well, our last streaming wars,
it's still pretty fun.
We talked about the 16 movies that they were going to do, pretty much with HBO Max, and then we were going through the movies that Netflix had, and we were like, okay, if HBO Max is doing all these Warner Brother films,
we did the verses.
We did the verses pretty much, of like that. So now that we've gotten, through the year of that and how successful it was or wasn't, how do we feel now about what this year has done? And I feel like I don't know, man.
I think I have a better question.
Okay.
Would you guys rather watch The Harder They Fall or any of the movies that came out on HBO Max this year?
I'd rather watch The Harder We Fall.
Oh, I'd rather watch The Harder We Fall. But that's probably one of the best movies of the year. Damn it.
And it's a Netflix movie. That's the thing. Okay, so HBO Max doesn't go to these actors and be like, "Hey, do you want to be on an HBO Max movie?" No, it's Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers is like, "Oh, this movie's gonna be in theaters," and side note, it's gonna be on HBO Max. But don't worry about that. It's not gonna be HBO Max production.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's not gonna mess up your pay. Just like do the movie.
Netflix goes straight to the actor and said, "Hey, this is our budget. We don't have a big company like Warner Brothers behind us, but it can possibly turn out good because we have this new director and we have this new screenwriter, and we really believe in them, and hopefully it comes out good." And like you said, not all of them are good, obviously.
Well, it's a huge drop off. I was gonna bring it up. It's a huge drop off, man. Because if you start looking at all the other movies that Netflix dropped, even like Army of the Dead, and like they're signing these deals with these directors to come out with these movies, and Netflix had Dave Chappelle and had all of the Dave Chappelle specials
Army
and
the
stuff.
Dead universe.
Yeah, but none of those movies
cool.
hold a torch to what came out on HBO Max. But Harder They Fall is way better than any streaming movie that came out this year so far.
Yeah, it's probably the best one.
That's rough, bro. Sure. Again, bro, that just goes to my point that all the new drops on HBO Max this year, they have no replay value.
Mm-hmm. I actually want to watch The Harder They Fall again.
Well, they also took them off too. I think that was one of the bluffs.
Yes,
Is
they
that
weren't on.
after 30 days they would take them off.
Right.
Yeah, but then they would put them back on 2 months later or something like that.
When
But at
they
that point, it's
officially
like,
went to
man,
DVD, then they would put them back
yeah,
on. Yeah.
Right.
they're starting to go to DVD pretty quick now.
I mean,
I
the
don't know.
Hey man,
technology's there.
that turnaround time
easy.
for Blu-ray, ayo.
Yeah, it's easy. They
I went to,
honestly, I feel like they can have it on Blu-ray or DVD literally like a week after it comes out. It's just that they have to make so many that
yeah.
it's like, they got to
It's only a
create the
matter of time
packaging
before they
for it.
give you the Blu-ray settings.
Yeah, it's just gonna be digital Blu-ray. Buy this digital Blu-ray, and that's it.
Here's your download code for Amazon.
Blu-ray.
Blu-ray.
It's like,
Amazon.
why do I need it? Isn't Blu-ray the type of disc type thing?
Yeah,
but anyway,
I
it's
think
the
so.
format.
I do believe Netflix for now reigns king. Obviously, I still think HBO Max is really good. It's probably second. Although the numbers say differently, I still think HBO Max is much more worth it than
the way
Prime and Hulu. If you want to choose what you want to pay for.
The way I'm viewing Disney Plus right now as my choice for streaming wars, bro.
Yep.
Disney does not care how you receive the content.
Nope.
Because,
it's cheaper.
For example, bro, there's 6 of us on one Disney Plus account. With just my family alone. I think Narik still uses mine.
No, I use your Hulu account, but I got my own Disney Plus.
Skywalker uses
actually,
mine.
Sometimes I use it, yeah.
But either way, all that to say, Disney doesn't care how you receive this content because they're killing shit. Internet-wise, like the marketing's there. Like, even though their interface is shit, which I agree with Narik on how to use the platform, the content we got this year from Falcon and Winter Soldier, from Loki, and just all these shows that got announced, bro, like nobody in original content is going to be touching Marvel, Disney, just Disney Plus in general, because you're going to see us hopping from home to the movies every single month.
Yep.
Every month.
I was gonna, just to echo your statement, like, as much as I do enjoy HBO Max, I would be lying if I said that. I'm sure if you tallied up how many hours I'm actually spending on these streaming services, Disney Plus would be the number one. Because I have committed to everything that has dropped on Disney Plus to check out. And even though that they don't drop, too much, but everything that they drop, it just holds too much weight, bro. Like WandaVision, we were glued. Falcon and Winter Soldier, glued. They're the only ones
once a week, though.
Yeah, but we did quick dives on them. We didn't do quick dives on it on any other show besides Invincible.
Our first live episode Lovecraft, was WandaVision, bro.
Yeah, like there are there's a few shows that we will jump into, but Disney Plus shows are an event. It's not just a show.
I agree. At the same time, it does go back to each, I guess, streaming platform having their own type of content.
Right.
Because for me, it's like, I really like to just come home and just throw on a movie. So I'll probably go to HBO Max or Netflix and I'll watch a movie. I mean, I guess, Disney has movies, but I don't know. Like, I go to Disney Plus and then immediately like, let me just go to Netflix or Hulu or HBO Max. I don't know. I guess it's just, at this point, I do have a lot of like decisions that I can make, and I just don't ever go to Disney Plus. And one of them is mostly because of the interface. It doesn't really recommend things that are for you. Like Sincere said, there's no algorithm. You kind of have to just find what you really want, or else you're just stuck on the home screen scrolling through that carousel that they have, hoping that something is cool to
catches
watch.
Your eye, right?
But I think Disney Plus still has a long way to go. They have the content, but
my prediction is that by next year, Disney Plus is going to be reigning supreme as far as subscribers going up, to content, and the grasp that they're going to have on pop culture. Because, bro, we got Vashon, bro. We got Vashon. They got Island Boy Lightyear. Like, come on, bro.
I think that one of the sleepers that I'm I'm gonna say Paramount Plus next year is going to shoot up to number 4. I'm gonna say Paramount Plus will be number 4.
That's pretty bold because they're at the very, very bottom.
Hey, Jordan Gerbs, just go ahead and clip that so that way we can save it in a
That's my prediction. By this time next year, so it may not be next Streaming Wars, but by this time next year, for Streaming Wars Part 6, probably.
5.
Well,
6 is 2024.
No, well, it just depends because
we do multiple.
You're right.
It just
like
depends.
2 a year.
Yeah.
All right.
So
it's like beginning end of the year for Streaming Wars mostly.
If we end up doing one next year around this time, I'm saying Paramount Plus number 4, and I will say that Apple Plus will have.
I think it will
overtake Prime.
That one's pretty bold.
Yeah, that's a bold statement, dog.
I mean,
not in subscribers. I'm just talking about in what you would rather.
Still a bold statement. No, because
Invincible
season 2 and 3. No, Invincible season 2 and 3 is gonna come out,
Boys.
it's gonna bro. New season of The Boys. Like, there's no way.
I'm calling it.
That's good for you, dog. And I hope you prove me wrong. But we'll see. That's a bold statement. Oh god.
Hot take.
Yeah. There's still some streaming movies coming out, so we'll see who has some better ones. We'll probably talk about a few of them still. But yeah, with that being said,
let us know what you guys think. If you agree with us, how
what's your go-to streaming platform?
Let us know. And if you're just on Crunchyroll all the time, like Derbs, that's kind of cool too.
Yeah, let's argue.
And then give us some suggestions as well. We got the Flickies coming up in the next couple episodes. If you guys don't know, the Flickies is the Sound Flick Awards that we do every year. We're gonna regroup after this episode and kind of just like talk about and debate and like who's gonna be on these lineups. But other than that, boys, episode 60.
60.
It's a wrap. If you guys like how we've been sounding for the past 60 plus episodes, be sure to hit up our friends at Productive Culture at productiveculture.com/podcasts. Tell them that the Sound Flick Boys sent you. I don't want to give any spoilers, but save the date for December 19th. That is all I'm saying as of right now. We got something special coming your guys' way.
Yeah.
Just stay tuned. With that being said,
next Streaming Wars, I am gonna have a Netflix shirt because they're still gonna be number 1.
You're gonna be one of those people that got gypped for the fake Netflix NFTs.
Oh gosh,
hilarious!
You hear real quick. Somebody made fake Squid Games NFTs and made off with $3 million.
Well, they're not fake because they still.
Yeah, but they're not.
They're just not minted, right?
They're not
like
minted.
They're not minted.
It's like buying a knockoff pair of Yeezys. There's some value, but like, come on, dog.
They just have to mint it now.
Alrighty, y'all. Yeah. All right, y'all. Check your gas fees.
That was
it. I'm dead.
It's too hot right now. I literally just looked at. I have a tab open for that.
Oh, that's crazy. All right, y'all.
Yeah.
Take care.
Bye.
Peace.
Peace.